Hi, I'm Alex from Heroic Journey. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about one of my old characters, Lance Ripper. Lance Ripper is a character I had for a Vampire the Masquerade game that took place in Las Vegas, about 2008. He illustrates a few things about my character that might be outliers to other gamers. Lance is an overconfident, foolish appearing neonate who uses his name as a battle cry, Lance Ripper! A former UFC fighter now involved in the training of UFC fighters for their blood. And a Billy Badass who, at the end of the campaign, was being drafted by the spellcasters of the Asmites because of his Hithro unknown bloodline, which the GM assured me was of low probability, but the dice made him so. He, at some points during the campaign, was called the Henderson Dog Strangler by the newspapers because of the large number of incidents wherein our opposition was using dogs, or we ran across them as part of the campaign to guard things. And I, being the sneakiest guy, had to deal with the problem stealthily. Another outlier is he's also run off of an Excel spreadsheet, like most of my other characters, because Excel is part of a current experiment I'm running on how I play RPGs. A couple of interesting things about him is that his demeanor is that he's a director, he's by nature a mercenary, he's got the concept of an adventurer. Other, interesting factors that his chronicle is called LV3 for the Las Vegas 3rd campaign. He's not the brightest person in the box, but he does okay, especially after having to spend a bunch of experience points because he needed to. He's okay at manipulation, he's got an okay charisma, he's more dexterous and stamina based than any other stats. He's got a little bit of alertness. His probably best skill is medicine, actually. Blood preservation. Imagine that, a vampire interested in preserving blood. I know it's original. But he has a couple of other things. He's, actually has a really high courage. The other two are relatively average. He's got a herd. I called it his Taibo class because, well, I was having fun with that. His mentor is Steven. That's the character who developed another post and a couple of things we'll talk about later. I'll have to talk about him. He could be fun too. And a reasonable level of resources. It was Vegas, and because we're part of the Camarilla is really entrenched in Vegas and our version of the world. So having a lot of money, not a big problem in the campaign, actually. He's got a few abilities, like he's got Celerity 2, Quietus 2, Obfuscate 2, Potence 2, Fortitude 2, Auspex 1. The character is supposed to be a caitiff. So buying a whole bunch of abilities at low level actually makes sense for him. He isn't somebody designed to go up really well. And then I get recruited by the Asmites for real. That didn't help. He's got a humanity of 6, which is sort of surprising, but it's part of the reason why he didn't want to kill the dogs. He just strangled them into unconsciousness. And they usually lived. His most interesting things is that he's a daredevil, a Sabbat survivor. That's the reason why he's caitiff, because he was part of a failed Sabbat mass embrace. He has acute sight and acute hearing, which didn't help him out as much as you'd think it would, but honestly, once he gets Auspex or something like that, it should be really cool. So, he also kept it on losing things. Like, for example, his motorcycle got trashed. He was always coming up with crazy things. I find the notes that he's got, a really nice cell phone that got destroyed at one point. He had a really nice gun that got destroyed because botches. Yeah, that's the problem. His haven's a slightly run-down gym in North Vegas. Perfect place for a vampire to hang out. He lost his touring Road King, like I mentioned. And there was a 1500 Colt Python 357 Magnum. We still have 90 rounds for it, but it blew up because of that many botches. So yeah, it wasn't lucky at all. He's just kind of a crazy sort of guy. He seems to be, somebody who's always trying out the sort of superhuman athleticism with vampires is sort of the area he likes experimenting in. So you might find him wandering around with a Jolly throwing glove or a collapsible fishing pole, all sorts of strange things. And he has 2 Asmite books on Asmite blood magic, so that way he get that first dot in magic. But he needs to learn probably, we're looking at Arabic, so that way he can understand better what's going on. He carries a couple of pistols, and he bought a couple of different 50 caliber assault rifles because the bad guys were getting problematic. And basically that's it. I took some notes on various characters and what they did. He's got a cell phone number for one person or another. So that's basically Lance Ripper. He's just a fun vampire hanging out, running around, having fun. Pardon me. But that's me talking about one of my characters. Why don't you tell me about one of yours? Because I'm Alex from Heroic Attorney, and I want to make you a better RPG player.